That's Megan Trainor's brand new one, Lips Are Moving. Roisin's on the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for talking to me today.
Lots of people online are loving this at the moment, especially the fact that you're coming on. You've got your own fan club.
Oh my goodness! I think I'm the luckiest person in the world. I only went on Twitter in like the last few weeks, like maybe the last month or so, and the response has been amazing. And shout out to everyone who's following me. I really appreciate it and really appreciate all the support. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. So, did you have a nice Christmas?
Amazing Christmas. I have done a lot of sleeping, a lot of eating, but yeah, it's been great. Spent time with the family and the dog and everything.
Oh, nice. Did it snow?
No, but it's frozen a lot.
Oh, not very nice.
Yeah.
Not very nice. You mentioned your dog there. Now, I'm a big lover of dogs, and on the show last week, I was talking about how I bought my dog an actual Christmas present. Did you?
We got, that's really sweet of you. We got our dog treats, little stocking filler treats, and we're actually taking her to the pet store for a little Christmas treat visit so she can choose her own.
Nice. Now, I want to ask you, what made you actually apply for the Apprentice? Was it kind of sheer passion for your product?
Yeah, I mean, what happened to me was I was sitting at home last December watching BBC One, and an ad came on saying, are you an entrepreneur? Are you starting your own business? Apply for the Apprentice. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is a no-brainer. I should totally apply for this. Not thinking I'd ever actually get on. And at each stage of the process, I was like, oh yeah, sure, they won't pick me, or I won't get on, or until eventually one day they offered it to me, and I was like, amazing. So it was kind of an organic thing.
But at that point, though, when you saw the actual thing, you weren't an entrepreneur, you were an accountant. Now, was it difficult to leave that job? It was a safe and kind of secure job that you had.
Well, I'd already left my job at that point. My product, the idea for my product came from when I gave up smoking for New Year's, and it kind of made me a bit more aware of health and nutrition and fitness and food. And this idea took hold of me. I came across this great product and developed it from there. So I'd actually already given up my job and was pursuing this business anyway. So the Apprentice, I thought, my goodness, what a great opportunity for a business like mine. What a great platform to launch it from. But
there's a million markets out there that you could have picked from. Why did you actually pick ready meals and healthy ready meals?
I picked the hardest one.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I had no intention of leaving my job. I loved it, and it was just that this idea came to me when I was in the supermarkets looking, working 14-hour days. Temptation takes over. It's really, really hard to find anything in the supermarkets that was delicious and tasty and naughty, but also not full of calories and low carbohydrate. And I thought there has to be something out there that will fill all those needs for me, and that's where it all came from.
Can I just ask, what was your favourite ready meal?
My favourite ready meal of my own range.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I meant back then. What was your favourite to have?
Oh, I actually really like the Marks and Spencer's ready meals. I was a big fan of those. And there's a local store here in Ireland called Donnybrook Fair, and they do these amazing kind of homemade ready meals.
All right, nice. Now, I want to ask you, was the process tougher than you expected? Because you were pretty much in it to the final kind of 5. Was it tougher than you actually expected?
Oh my goodness, a million times tougher than I expected. I don't think, it's something you can really prepare for. I was coming from working, corporate background. I had, no experience in anything like TV or tasks or anything like that. So even though I was a huge fan of the show, I really couldn't prepare myself, and it was a million times tougher than I expected.
But how dramatic are the actual boardroom scenes? The ones where you're dragged back in at the end and there's just the 3 of you. Are they really kind of tense?
Oh my goodness, incredibly tense. And especially, what you see happening on TV is actually what's happening. There's no stop or cut or, say something different. It's actually all real, and you're in there and you are fighting for your life on The Apprentice, and you're fighting for your business. And the lights are on you. Lord Sugar's gaze is on you. You are ready to feel that finger pointed at you, and you actually, it's incredibly stressful.
How intimidating is he actually off camera? Because I have this theory that, he's kind of this big stern guy on camera, but then as soon as the director goes, right, cut, he's this kind of teddy bear guy.
I wish. No, what you see is what you get. Him off camera is the same as him on camera. He'll shout at you, he'll tell you to shut up, he'll point at you, you'll be there squirming in your seat, whether it's on camera or off camera.
Now, the interviews seemed pretty tough as well, were they for you?
The interviews were, I have watched the interviews for years on the show, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's dreadful. So I thought I was kind of prepared. I wasn't nearly prepared for them. They were so much worse than I thought it was going to be. Like, you're walking this long walk towards the interviewer at this desk, and you know, my goodness, they are going to try and tear me apart. And you're kind of like, okay, will I reach out to shake Claude's hand or not? Or is he going to, just burn my hand? And it's just every thing you say, you think about twice or three times. And each interview for me went worse than the one before. So I had to try and shake that off and go into the new one afresh. But yeah, they're properly hard.
Well, I have to say that you did a superb job. And what we'll do now, we'll take a quick musical break, and then we'll talk some more.
Thanks, Tom.
That's Katy Perry and Roisin is still on the line.
Hi.
Right.
Here.
Now, I wanted to ask you, during your Apprentice audition, you actually said the following, which was manipulate, persuade, and conquer. I will identify my opponent's weaknesses and pick them off one by one. Now, in my opinion, during the first few weeks, you were actually quite quiet, and it kind of contrasts your audition and what you said there. Was it merely fighting, talk, and bravado?
Oh, do you know what? I cringe when I hear that. Basically, at the very start of the process, you fill out an application form, and there's hundreds of thousands of people applying. So I put in those words to try and make me stand out. But I actually think my actions on the show are more representative of me than that statement. I'm sure that was the one thing that they used as the quote, So yeah, I would say it was bravado.
Now, during week 8, James attempted to hide the real reason why he lost the contract for the hot tubs, which was that he incorrectly called the guy Derek. And as I was saying to you a moment ago, what a dorky move that was. Now, you actually seem to kind of really disagree with this. I wanted to know why, because the programme never actually put across the reasons why you disagreed with it.
Yeah, and I understand they can only show so much in the small amount of time that they have, but I fundamentally disagree with lying in any shape or form. I think, James said that he was lying to the rest of the team for morale, which I don't believe. I think he was just lying to the rest of the team so he wouldn't get in trouble and to cover his back. And I believe, if you're going to go into business with somebody or you're working with your colleagues, you own up to your mistakes and you take ownership of them and you get over it together. And I just couldn't be complicit in that lie. I really thought it was dreadful.
Well, I have to say that, during the scene at the end where I don't know why you were brought back into the boardroom, by the way, but you were brought back in, and it actually really made you a contender for me because you came across so passionately. And, Lord Sugar's previous criticism that you're kind of too restrained and quiet and whatnot, it really didn't hold much water anymore. Another time in which you were very impressive is when you managed to purchase a diamond for £50. How did you actually manage to do that, by the way? Was it just flicking the hair and, kind of doing all girly stuff?
First of all, that was such a great moment for me because me as a fan of the show, I love that scavenger hunt task anyway. That's always my favourite task. But when I was there in the negotiation, I went in there, I had researched and knew the product. And I think when you're going into negotiation, if you can show the other party that you're knowledgeable, you're interested, and, there's no harm with having a personal rapport as well. I think all those things played in my favour. I mean, I'm not the kind of bull in a china shop type of style, which I know can work in other ways, but I think my negotiation style worked in that situation.
Well, it definitely did, and you definitely impressed him. Was that a highlight for you?
Oh, definitely. I think that was a highlight. I think I was really lucky, actually. I feel like I was lucky to have a few highlights. I mean, for me, for example, the YouTube task where I was presenting a YouTube channel, which was I was thrown in front of a camera and told just speak. It was so out of my comfort zone, and I felt that I did okay in that. And the board games and the candles are products I'm so proud of creating. And I was also, for me personally, the dessert task where I showed Lord Sugar that I could bring a product really similar to what I was proposing, and I could pitch it to major retailers and win with a landslide victory. That was a huge moment for me.
Well, from day one, you were pretty impressive. I just wanted to know, what's the biggest thing you've learnt from The Apprentice overall?
Oh, thank you very much. I think for me, I've learnt a lot about myself that I didn't realise, and I think it's actually helped me, become more of a well-rounded business person. I didn't know maybe about some of my creativity or some of the negotiation skills I had, or, I really realised how my previous work experience has stood to me, and that, I can deal with things calmly and professionally, and I'm really proud of my time in The Apprentice.
Now, what one piece of advice would you actually give people considering applying for The Apprentice? Because just imagine that there are people out there now who might be watching a similar kind of, trail or advert as that you watched. What's one piece of advice that you'd give them?
Well, first of all, I would say definitely do it. It is the experience of a lifetime. But a piece of advice I would say is, if you're going to do it, make sure you go into the whole process as yourself. Be sincere, be yourself, because otherwise it won't work. And I would also feel really strongly, have the courage of your convictions, and you need to take risks and put yourself out there. It used to drive me mad when people would sit in the fence, or they'd give out about a decision after it was already made. So I think, if you put yourself and your decisions on the line, I think it'll really pay off.
All right, there we have it. Right, we'll talk more after One Direction. This is Steal My Girl. Let's take that with These Days. Roisin is here again.
Hi.
Now, I wanted to ask you, during the Apprentice programme, do you actually all live in one big house like it appears on telly? Because I know that the X Factor house is an actual house. Is it the same for the Apprentice?
Yeah, it is. There's all 20 of us living in one big house.
No way.
Yeah, it makes the experience all the more intense, because you're living with your competition, you're sharing bedrooms with them, you're eating breakfast with them. After the boardroom, when you've, torn strips off each other, you're coming back to say, okay, let's have dinner now, so it makes it all the more intense.
So who were you sharing with, if you don't mind me asking?
I shared a room with Lindsay and Katie, which is great.
Oh, right, okay. No bad habits, no kind of, leaving stuff on the floor, that sort of thing?
No, we were the nerdy, tidy room. In fact, there was a competition in the house for who would have the tidiest room, and Katie and I won it. So,
really?
Yeah, we were the geeks.
Do you only have 20 minutes to get ready in the morning, by the way? Because at the start of every episode, some guy rings up, or some woman, I don't know who they are, but they keep ringing up and saying, you've got 20 minutes and the car's outside. Do you actually only have 20 minutes?
Do you know what? Loads of people are really interested in this, and the answer is yes. You only have 20 minutes from when the phone rings and you get the message. You have to be downstairs ready to go. But I know for Katie and I, we used to set our alarms, because you never knew what time you'd be getting up at the next day or what you'd be doing. So we used to set our alarm for super duper early, for 4 a.m, so that we would be up and semi-ready and could go back to bed maybe, or else they'd call us. So we were kind of prepared.
That is actually mental. I can't imagine that.
It was mental.
So did you come away from the experience with any strong friendships? Like I said, you and Solomon seemed quite chummy, especially on Twitter.
Yeah, no, Solomon's brilliant, and he's great on Twitter, and I'm new to social media and everything, so it's great to have him there. But I definitely, Katie would be a super friend. She's a superstar, and Bianca I'd be really close to as well, and Felipe. There was a great crowd there.
Oh, great. So now I'm interested in, what does the future actually hold for you? You're releasing Noodles by Roisin.
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
Well, we're hoping to have it out by February, March of the new year, and we're going to have it. I've learned from what Lord Sugar said, but I also hope I'll make him regret his decision. We're launching in Dublin first, and then hoping to go nationwide in Ireland, and we would love to be over in the UK before the end of the year.
So how have you changed the product then? Because if I recall correctly, you wanted it to go global, so how have you kind of changed your business plan?
Yeah, well, the product itself is still the same, but what I have done with the business plan is I have scaled it back somewhat. So I've partnered with an amazing, it's kind of something Lord Sugar said, you're an accountant, you're not in the food industry. So I've partnered with a really large Irish food manufacturer here in Ireland, and called Nature's Best in Drogheda, and they are working with me. We're upscaling the product now, and we're just going to launch it on a smaller scale in Dublin, and then if that's successful, go nationwide in Ireland, and we would just ideally love to be in the UK then by 2015. So we're going to walk before we can run, I guess.
So are you basically saying that for anybody who lives in England, like me, and I'm sure many of your Twitter followers, we can't actually get the product then unless we have Irish relatives?
Well, hopefully we'll get over to the UK as soon as possible, and I might be able to send you some samples.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I'd love to.
So have you got any other plans to release any other products? I know that, you created quite a successful board game. Any other plans in the pipeline?
We do have more products in the noodles range, and there are some other opportunities presenting themselves. So hopefully 2015 will be a really big year for me. Please God, so watch this space.
Nice. Now, last week on the show, I had Abby McGarren, who's like she's kind of a reviewer of TV, and she came on talking about Celebrity Big Brother, and now she actually told me off air that maybe somebody from The Apprentice is going in. Could we maybe see you going in on January the 7th?
Do you know what? I would never say never to anything, but I think I'll be a little bit too busy with noodles for January the 7th.
Oh, so we're not going to see you then?
I don't think so, no.
And what about replacing Nick Ewer? Maybe that's an option for you?
Oh my goodness! I like that. That was so funny. I read an article about that, which was incredibly flattering and awesome. But I think at the moment, my focus is definitely on the business. But you never know what might happen in the new year.
Well, yeah, true. Louisa Zisman, who was on The Apprentice last year, look at her now. She's in the media all over the place.
Yeah. She's like it's amazing what she's done in such little time. I think she's really cool.
Right, now, coming up next, we're going to do a quiz. It's called Think on Your Feet. And basically, we've seen you on The Apprentice, but the question is, how much do we actually know about you? So it's 2 minutes will be on the clock, and I'm going to ask you as many questions as possible. Nothing too serious, but we'll do that after this. This is Word Up by Little Mix.
W-O-R-D, we're coming up.
That's Lawson and Juliet. I haven't heard that in a while. Roisin is still here. Afternoon.
Afternoon.
So we're going to do this little kind of quiz now, which is basically intended for your fans who, they may not know that much about you because you've been on The Apprentice. But other than that, some people might not know that much about you. So basically, 2 minutes on the clock. You can answer as many questions as possible. And by the way, you can pass if there's any kind of awkward questions or anything like that.
I'm really nervous now.
For every question you answer, you get 1 point. There's a leaderboard, right? And
wow.
Since I've actually kind of only been here for like 6 weeks, you're the first person to actually play this game. So whatever happens, you're at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay, great.
You'll definitely be the winner for this quiz.
Okay.
Right, so the 2 minutes will start now. Right, number 1, what's your favourite biscuit?
Chocolate chip cookie.
Weird celebrity crush, do you have one?
Oh, Jack Nicholson and Roy Keane.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I think Jack Nicholson just oozes charisma. I think he's amazing, and Roy Keane is Irish, and yeah, I think he's an awesome footballer.
Ironically, the next question is, which football team do you support?
Arsenal.
Really?
Via my husband.
Okay, well that's it for you then. I'm a Chelsea supporter.
Uh-oh.
Okay, question 4, Ant or Dec?
Oh my goodness.
This is easy, come on.
Dec.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Number 5, what's your middle name?
Sorry, Ant.
What's your middle name?
Elizabeth.
Oh, nice. Number 6, if you were a character in Downton Abbey, who would you be? Would you be upstairs or downstairs?
Do you know what? I think probably downstairs. They seem to have more fun.
Right, nice. Right, okay. Number 7, when was the last time you used public transport?
Probably just before Christmas.
Oh, right, okay. Somebody
I
sent
haven't really left my house since then.
All right, somebody sent a tweet out yesterday saying that they saw you on a train yesterday. That's the reason why I'm asking that.
Oh, no, it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you. Number 8, favourite ice cream?
Mint cornetto.
Right,
I love a mint cornetto.
Didn't even know that was a flavour of ice cream.
Yeah, it's hard to get, but it's great when you do.
Okay, number 9, biggest bargain over Christmas?
Oh, went into the sales on Stevens' Day and got awesome jeans and Zara.
Right, number 10, dogs or cats? I already know the answer to this.
Yeah, woof woof.
Number 11, do you have any recurring dreams?
I don't really remember my dreams, to be honest.
Yeah, neither do I, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Do you ever have that weird thing where you're in bed, right, and it's generally speaking when you're facing the actual ground, and then all of a sudden your body will just go, ooh, like that, like you're falling?
Yeah, you wake yourself up.
Yeah, oh, it's horrible. Right, question number 12, what's the biggest prank you've ever played on someone?
Oh, man.
Are you a prankster?
Do you know what? I'm not. Oh. I'm a bit of a nerd like that. I'm not great at pranks.
You can pass if you want.
Okay, I'm going to have to pass.
Okay, the 2 minutes is up, but I'll just ask you, there's only 4 more. I'll ask you them anyway. The worst gift you've ever received?
The worst gift I've ever received. I did receive a really, really ugly vase one year.
Right, a few dodgy gifts over the years there.
Yeah.
Have you ever re-gifted a present?
I think I probably have.
Oh dear. It wasn't that vase, was it?
Pardon?
It wasn't the vase, was it?
No, I couldn't forgive that.
Oh, right, yeah, too embarrassed to re-gift that. Strangest talent?
Let me think. I actually think this is weird, but I think I'm really good at charades. I love charades.
Yeah, you sent out a tweet last night about charades, wasn't it?
Yeah,
charades.
Yeah, I love it. And so I'd like to think I'm talented at that.
What was the tweet about? You were pretending to be somebody last night, weren't you?
One of the hardest ones that in the game was being John Malkovich. You know that movie called Being John Malkovich? And that is pretty damn hard to do, act out as a charade.
Somebody sent me a tweet, I think it was, let me check, Roisin Fan Club on Twitter, asking how you did it.
Oh my goodness. Well, it was like, this is when, and here at home in my house, we get very technical with charades and we break it down into syllables, and like we do B, did a bee, a buzzing bee and being, and then did an outline of a man as a person, and it was got a lot of sounds like. It was a messy charade. Right.
Question number 15, most irrational fear?
I have a huge fear of flying.
Really?
Really, yeah, really do. I'm trying to get over it, but
How did you get over here then?
Flying. Pardon?
How did you get over here then?
Oh no, I fly. I fly loads, but I just don't like it.
All right, I just had this image of you on a boat or something.
No. I fly a lot, but I just really don't like it.
Harry Potter or James Bond?
I love Harry Potter.
Do you?
Love Harry Potter. Huge Harry Potter fan.
The final Harry Potter film is on telly on New Year's Day, I think it is. The final.
Oh my goodness, I'll definitely be watching that.
And by the way, why did they split it into two parts at the end? So you've got part 1, Deathly Hallows, part 2, Deathly Hallows. What is that about?
But if you look at the book is huge.
Yeah, but it's not the biggest book, though.
I love it. As a fan, I love it because we get 2 movies instead of 1.
Well, yeah, true, but it's not the biggest book out of the whole series, though. I think
No,
number 5
you're right.
I think. Right, and last question. Ever dumped anybody over text?
No way.
No, exactly. We were doing fact or fiction a few weeks ago, and there was a fact that something like 75% of people that broke up in the year 2013 broke up via text. How disgraceful!
Oh my goodness,
it's disgraceful, isn't it? Absolutely, just abhorrent.
I can't believe that. I'm really surprised by that statistic.
Yeah, that's fact or fiction for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you've answered all 17 questions correctly. Well, it was like 4.5 minutes there, but it's fine. It's fine. So you're on the leaderboard then with 17 right.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, you were a bit nervous. You were speaking to me during the record. You were a bit nervous about doing that, weren't you?
I was, but that was much better than I expected.
It was all fine in the end.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been brilliant.
Okay, I'm going to play Prayer in C by Robin Schultz and Lily Wood. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, Anne. Talk to you soon.